welcome back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Down South. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I know last weekend was sneak peek for this set, but I got my stuff late. So what I'm going to do is I am going to crack open this last 5-pack of sneak peeks, which is what you would normally buy when if you went to a sneak peek tournament, and I'm going to try to build a deck with it, following standard sneak peek rules, which is pretty standard to normal Yu-Gi-Oh! It's standard 8,000 light points, best of 3 match, but you only have these 5 boosters to try to build a deck with. You have to build a deck that's at least 20 cards, and I think a maximum of 30 cards, if I remember correctly. That's main deck. You can have a side deck, but like you never have space for a side deck in these kinds of tournaments. So let's crack it open, and I'll take you through my general process for building a kind of sneak peek deck, and what you should look out for sneak peek when it comes, what you should look out for with sneak peeks in the future. So let's actually see. Maybe it'll just be garbage. So the first thing first is that you can use your promo for your sneak peek, which is amazing. And in this case, Monster Reborn is actually a really good promo. So I am definitely going to be running this, but I'll put it off to the side there for now, and let's actually start cracking open these packs and see what we get. Now, I'm actually going to sort these as I go through them, sort of as monster, spell, trap, just so that we can get through that. So obviously you would want more monsters than you would spells or traps, so we can start to sort these out, because remember, rarity doesn't actually matter in this case. And you see our rare here has extra deck. We've got a Vampire Sucker. Oh, nice. That's super awesome. As far as the kit goes, it was actually the last pack in the kit, and I pulled, I think, 3 secrets out of that kit. So it's a 4 secret kit, which is pretty nice. And then we've got another extra deck monster. We got a Pixiel and a Cyber Cycler. So let's kind of get this out of the way. And we'll go over the monsters and stuff. So I mean, that's there. We'll go over the monsters and stuff a little bit later, when we actually start caring about exactly what it is. What's good here? Ooh, Element Saber Makani. That's pretty cool. More monsters, more link fodder, more monsters. Yeah, as you can see here, we're getting quite the number of monsters. A Trickstar Bloom, which you can put over there. Trickstar Bloom can actually be really useful if we've pulled the other low-level Trickstar, and we got Vengered Nightmare, Dragon, Call by the Grave, some other stuff. A Trickstar Phoenix, it's pretty cool, useful. Link 2. So again, some more monsters, some spells, some traps, and that. So to my understanding, it is 5 boosters of 9 cards. That's 45 cards, which was like, nice, we got the Trickstar Nightshade, which means we can use the Nightshade Bloom combo, which is definitely going to be there. This is amazing for sneak peek because it's a giant body. Allguy's Kaldoga, another Revenged Executor. The Phosphorage, we'll have to see if we even have 5 light monsters. Bashing Man Solar and Proton. Right, so now we have our, this. Now we have essentially stuff that we can start to build a deck with. And I just want to sort these all out. We have monsters, we have spells, not too many spells and not too many traps. So it's largely monster heavy, and then we have our extra deck. Now our extra deck is the first thing I guess we can, or not quite the first thing we can look at. But let's sort of go through traps and see, like, what are we definitely going to use, what are we not going to use. Vengered Daybreak. If your opponent controls more cards than you do, choose one ritual summon Vengered monster you control and destroy all ritual cards develop except the chosen monster. Now this is interesting. It depends. Heartless Drop Off allows you to just make people drop cards that they've added to their hand. This is not too great. Crystal Conclave requires face-up Crystal Beast monsters to be destroyed by battle, and requires Crystal Beast monsters, so this is probably not too good. This I'm keeping in the maybe pile for now, because we want to see if we get Vengered Ritual spells. Mamamake, which is target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Discard cards equal to the monster level, and if you do, draw the same number of cards you discarded, and return that monster to the hand. That's okay. It's in the maybe pile for now. Altergeist Emu Elf, or Immediate Elf, allows you to special summon himself as an effect monster, but it's also still a trap. And it protects some Altergeists, but it's cool because it's a trap monster, so I mean that's, I think, definitely going to be one of the ones. And then the Gargoyle's End, target one Tindangle Link monster you control. Do we have a Tindangle Link monster here? We do not, so we will definitely not be using that. So far we definitely want to run this. We want to kind of get to 20 cards, and then these two are maybes, so let's go to our spells. Call by the Grave. Call by the Grave lets you banish your opponent's monster. This is interesting because it has direct synergy against Monster Reborn, so probably put that in. World Legacy's Corruption allows us to special summon a World Legacy monster from our hand or deck in defense position. If we have a link monster that is destroyed by battle, we are actually going to hopefully use some of our links. So this is definitely a maybe. Vendread Nightmare. Vendread Nightmare allows us to tribute Vendread monsters. We don't really have that many Vendread monsters except ours, those Revendread Executor Slayers, but we need a ritual spell to summon them, so I don't think that's going to be any good. So we're going to leave that over there with the stuff we can't use. Cybersal Cyclone. Target a link monster your opponent controls. Banish one monster from your graveyard that has the same link rating. That's going to be tough. And if you do destroy the monster, then if it's Cybers, you can also destroy spells or traps. So we have to basically match the links, and I don't think we'll really be able to do that with what we have, so probably leave that out. And then lastly, Restoration of the Monarchs. Activate this card by targeting a monster in your graveyard with a stat line that's just not going to help us at all. So that is going to be over there. We're not going to use those cards. I can see that they're kind of out of frame, but it doesn't really matter. So we've already kind of eliminated a whole bunch of cards that we can't use. By nature of not having a ritual spell, these are useless, so we can't use those either. So we don't have too much stuff currently. I mean, currently we have a little bit. If I look at these cards, we have Keldogger, which we can potentially use. We've got Nightmare Phoenix, which we probably can use. We have Bloom, which we're definitely going to use. This Flower Guardian is not going to do us any good, so we can put that to that side. Greyfly, we need 2 wind monsters. It's decent though, it's just a big beater. And Delphindium, we need 2 Trickstars. So let's see if we can get that. Now, monsters, in my experience with... let's see, first off, do we have World Legacy cards that can be... World Legacy. We do have a second Pixiel. We have Mech Knight, Avram. We do not have any World Legacy cards, so World Legacy Corruption is actually useless to us in this sneak peek amount of stuff. So we actually have to discard that to our pile of not really being used. Vendread Jariag is also useless because we don't have anything to summon it with. So currently we kind of have that. Plus, of course, our Monster Reborn. So we have a 4-card deck currently, so we really have to make it work. Now, monsters, to be honest with you, are really all about stat lines when it comes to sneak peeks. So let's go through it and see what will have decent stat lines. So, sorry about that. So let's just have a look here. Proton, pretty garbage, not a good enough stat line. 1500, we don't really have to care about the effect right now, we're just looking at beaters. So he's like a maybe. Link Streamer has an 1800 defense and is a token generator that we probably won't be able to get off, but it's 1800 defense, so that's probably a yes for now. Defrag Dragon. You can special summon him to make a Lynx. He is a dark. So what links do we have potentially available to us? We have these guys, which I know are pretty hard to see. To take out the stuff we definitely will be using, we'll definitely be using Bloom, Phoenix, and Keldolga. Vampire Sucker we need zombies for. It's a really good card, but we need zombies. And Trickstars we'd need, Delphindium we would need 2+ trick star monsters, so we would need at least 2 trick stars for that. So we don't know if we can make that yet. So currently Defrag Dragon makes allows us to special summon stuff, but we do have to send one other monster from our hand to the graveyard. But then you can banish stuff to summon him. He's okay. Probably leave him there for now. He's having a decent effect. Aina, 1800 defense, decent booty, definitely in the maybe pile. Background Dragon, level 5, that's a bit rough. Ooh, no, you have to have a dragon monster as well for this guy. So I don't think Background Dragon's going to make the cut because he's a level 5. So he's probably not going to make the cut there. Transfamiliar, once per turn, garbage, nope. So he's a maybe, the Battery Man guy. I think Defrag Dragon is probably in the yes pile. Just because it does a lot and we need cards. Yajiro Invader. See, he is basically just a tribute monster. He's okay. The fact that he's just a big booty, because like most sneak peeks sort of devolve into just big booty wars, so he's definitely a potential, just the nature of the fact that he's big. Crystal Monster. I guess that's the one for the Crystal Beast thing, but I don't know if it's really worth it. No, that effect is not going to get you there. Sorry, bro. Degrade Buster can't be normal summoned a set, but can be normal summoned by banishing 2 Cybers from your graveyard. Let's just go through here. The only other Cyburst that we've seen so far, I think, is Protron, and we have a Link Streamer. So we can potentially actually make Degrade Buster, and it's a special by banishing 2 Cyburst monsters from our graveyard. So potentially, magically, he comes back in because of that Wombo combo. Nightshade we're definitely playing because we're going to play the Bloom combo to make an instant Link 2 essentially with the normal summon. You normal summon her, go into Bloom, or Nightshade brings yourself back, and then we make Nightmare Phoenix, for example. So that's definitely going to go in. Watchcat, definitely going in just by the nature of the big booty. Again, this is kind of what Sneak Peeks devolve into. Beast Warrior Tuner, not great. Again, you can dislike this video because I'm probably terrible at building a Sneak Peek deck, but let's just see. Pixiel I want to keep in just because Pixiel can potentially get us into Kildolga, but we can maybe cut her later if we see it's not really working. Another Defrag Dragons, that's pretty cool. It has some synergy with stuff, so we'll definitely add that in. Kai Kendo Spirit. When this card's normal summon, choose 1 card in your Pendulum Zone, send all others to the graveyard. Oh my gosh, it's a spirit, which means that it's not really going to last too long on the field. But he is a bit of a beater. It's not great, to be honest, just because he's not going to get us anywhere because he only stays on the field for 1 turn. And then we're out of resources, so probably not in this case. Another Watchcat can go in. Phosphorage will actually have to count how many lights we run in the deck, because this might be a good sort of ender card. So that can go over there for now. Make Knight Avram, we're definitely running. Trickstar Nightshade, well, we're not really going to use her effect more than once, and we only have 1 Bloom. So I don't know if she's necessarily worth running. I guess leave her over there in the maybe pile for now. Goki Octo Stretch. You can discard cards if damage you take is hard. It essentially allows us to recycle Gokis, but we don't have any other Gokis, so we can't use him. Kai Kendo Spirit, again, not really going to be particularly useful to us in this scenario. Element Saber Makani, one of our fancy ultras, allows us to send 1 Element Saber from our hand to the graveyard, add 1 Element Saber or Elemental Lord monster from our deck to the hand, except Makani. So if we have her with Aina, we can search out Thingy, so maybe. And then Goki Bearhawk. Oh, we do have a Goki that Octostretch can synergize with. And this card is amazing because it's actually a just solid beater. So maybe the Octo Stretch can come back into the fray here. So let's just see here. First off, I want to count how many lights. I mean, this can be technically counted as a light. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't really get us there unless we add the solar battery men and stuff. Aina, I guess, can change her own level in the graveyard as well. So I think that's technically 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5, which is okay. How many cards is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah. I'd like to maybe add the solar, batteryman solar, and the nightshade to give our friend, the phosphorage, something to hang on to. So we don't have 2 Cyberus monsters, I don't believe. I just need to run through this. Let's just see here. We have D-Grade Buster and we have Proton, but I don't think we have any other. Oh, we do. We have Link Streamers, so we have exactly 2 potentially. So I'm just thinking of adding those guys, but I don't know what to take out. I think Octostretch is actually, to be honest, a little bit of a stretch. He doesn't really have a stat line, even though he's sort of searchable-ish. I'm debating the Kildolga. It doesn't really do that much. And Pixiel's stat line is also a bit weenie, so we can take those 2 out maybe. We could still use the Trap, because the Trap is good. And then we can add in Trickstar Nightshade, so we can use that crazy Link 2 combo. And 1 Batteryman Solar, I think. Just for, it's a bit of a weenie stat line. But it does kind of do the job, and yeah, we have to have this in just so we can use the G-Grade Buster. Yajiro Invader, I'm still not sold on, but maybe, I guess. Maramake is cool because it just allows us to kind of refresh our hand slightly. So I think that's it. That is our 20 card deck, everybody, for this. We are going to actually just end up discarding this and the Kildolga. We do not have enough for the Dolphindium. We might have enough for the Great Fly. We've got 1 wind. I think that is it. I think we run 1 solitary wind, so we can't make Great Fly either, and we won't be able to make Vampire Sucker, which is kind of a shame. So here we have our 20 card deck plus our 2 card extra deck to play in our sneak peek. Remember, when making sneak peek decks, stat lines matter. That is the largest thing, because at the end of the day it devolves into a giant beatdown, and also a little bit of luck. Like if somebody pulls a Trustbania along with a Bloom and a Nightshade, well, they can make Trustbania really easily, and that kind of sucks. But overall, I think this as a sneak peek deck is probably not too bad. It's probably kind of garbage. How did your guys' sneak peek go? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to, and let me know if you like this kind of garbage content of me making a deck out of random stuff that I pulled. I thought it was interesting and fun, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit about how to make decent-ish sneak peek decks. Right guys, I'll check you next time.